I'm like, I feel like I've just run a marathon. Maybe like you've never had an orgasm before, so it's like you having your first orgasm. So yeah, and the anger release. That was insane. Day 1. I'm buggered. I'm bloody buggered. I just thought I'd come on here because it'd be good for me to debrief anyways. Literally probably like half an hour ago, maybe 40 minutes ago, I was like buzzing, obviously running on adrenaline, and now I'm like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. And this is to be expected from an immersion, but also with the state of my gut as well. Naturally, I'm going to be buggered. And the food that's provided, whilst it is very healthy, it's just foods I actually can't eat at the moment. They're very high in histamine, and I just have to like take that on the chin. I kind of like didn't really think too much about it because I was like, oh yeah, Monica, who runs it, she'll eat really healthy. Like she eats grain-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, all things. So I didn't really have to worry. Like I didn't, in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good there. But yeah, it's kind of, I know that it would have affected me today. Plus what we did today as well. Oh my God, I actually can't do what we did today. The morning started with us walking in, meeting everyone. We met some of the girls last night at dinner, which is really cool. But we got to meet everyone else, and everyone's just so lovely. Like we've got people all over the world, and like, yeah, I haven't been able to, I keep forgetting to share it, but there's a mum and 2 daughters at this immersion. And like this immersion is not for the faint-hearted, and there's a mum and 2 daughters, and like I just think that like, oh, it's so inspiring. Like I feel like I like to do things on my own, but that kind of immersion, I think it'd be very powerful to not do it with your family, but like them to be there. Well, they do it in their own time, but yeah, I just think it'd be really cool to like talk about it with them. But yeah, anyways, we got to meet everyone. They're all from different countries. I got to finally meet my previous mentor, Britt Van Gestel, if you want to look her up. She's best friends with Monica Yates. So that was really cool. We walked in, we kind of just chatted. We got to take photos at this little like, what would you call it? A photo spot? I don't know what you call it. I've never really thought about it, eh? Anyways, got to go take a photo there. It's really beautiful. And inside there was like a coffee man, so he'd like make coffees and teas pretty much all day. And then there's like chairs and stuff, so we just sat around, chatted. We got a before and after. Well, we got a before photo, but we're getting a before and after photo because obviously our faces are so puffed from like today. I'm so tired. Anyways, I'm committed to doing this. Yeah, I'm like, we're doing before and afters, so you're gonna notice, well, I don't know, but normally you notice a difference within the 3 days. And that is due to what we did. So we obviously chatted, then we went down, then we had like a little debrief, what was gonna happen on the day, and then we got little tote bags, which I'll show you in a minute. And we got, what did we do first? We did, I think what we did was, we did inner child initially, and then we did mum. So we did healing with mum, and then we did healing with our dad. And that was a lot. And then after that we did healing with like limiting beliefs. So we had breaks kind of in between, but not really. So we essentially did all that with a few like very tiny breaks. And then we had a lunch break, so we all get to sit down and chat, which is really nice because then you get to talk about what you kind of experienced. But then you also don't have to chat, you can do whatever you want. And then after that, after lunch, we did, what did we do after lunch? We came back, had a chat. People got to ask questions, so that was really cool because then Monica could answer them. Then we did a nervous recoding. Whereas like, we like felt, we actually allowed ourselves to feel like whatever that we feared or whatever the story or the limiting belief was. And then we got to like bring it in and feel it and then like push it out to expand. It's kind of like a nervous system expansion, or she called it like nervous expansion or something like that. So we did that, and then we did that on the floor because we kind of did like a prep one just to like practice. I'm so tired. I feel like I've just run a marathon. And then we laid on the ground and we did, is that when we did the limiting belief one? No, we did another one. Oh, we did, about like feeling seen. Yeah, we had to pick something. Okay, yeah, so you had to pick a moment or something that you would feel seen in and you had not experienced it. So you had to think about something. Like it could be like, say for instance, you've never had a relationship before. Maybe it was that you feeling seen in that relationship. Or maybe like you've never had an orgasm before, so it's like you having your first orgasm. So or like what else would it be? Or like some of the girls said something like being judged for looking differently, like something they said something about people judging them for their looks, like maybe they're wearing like, you know, more like feminine, more like sensual, kind of like more revealing things, and being like judged for it. So like things like that. So you'd create a story about you feeling seen where you had not experienced it, and then you'd come into it, then you'd feel that, and then as soon as you feel the scene, then you would you'd feel that, and then you'd feel that, and then we shifted it, and then we went back in time to a time where we actually have experienced feeling seen. And we felt that again, and then we did something else. So it's kind of like, she calls it timeline regression, I'm pretty sure it's called. So yeah, so you're going back in time to heal things. But it was really cool to do something that you hadn't done. So yeah, so we did that, and then we did, I think that's when we started to do the breath work. Yeah, and the anger release. That was insane. And Monica demonstrated once before, like for us. And she was like screaming the place down. We're in a warehouse, so everything echoes. And I was like looking at her, and I remember feeling in her Queen Alchemy group program like years ago when she suggested we do anger release. I couldn't do it then. I couldn't do it. And like I tried so many different times. And over the years I have tried. But I've never allowed myself to fully feel it. Like it was like I felt like I couldn't do it alone. So coming today, those fears and feelings were coming up. And I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Like I really want to do this. Like it's like frustrating. So then she said, if you're feeling frustrated or resistance, rather than suppressing that, feel into it and allow that to provoke more frustration so that you really get into the anger release, and then it will just like help you. It will actually support you. And I was like, that makes sense. Anyways, I did it. I did so well. Like, yeah. It was so good. It was so good. You know how good it feels to scream? I'd never screamed my entire life. Unless I was a kid and did it, but like, yeah, I would never just scream, ever. Yeah, or like get angry. Like it was just, yeah. So we did the breath work, and then when you got to a state, then you started feeling angry, and then you're like, then you're trying to get it out because you're like so fucking frustrated, and then all you can, oh, hold on. Yeah, sorry, I just got distracted. Not distracted, I got interrupted by room service. Anywho, because like being in that room, hearing other people scream and like make noises and cry, like whilst like I obviously don't want people to be feeling that way, but like it it was almost like initially my ego was like, what the fuck, where are we, Sophie? This is so unsafe. And because my body was like in this trance where I couldn't stop moving my hands, like it was like my hands are moving, my legs are moving, everything's moving, and my breath, like obviously doing the breath work. Like it was almost like, you're in this now, like don't pull out, because don't. You've come too far. Like keep going. And I felt so supported. I could feel Monica there. I've made a really beautiful connection with a girl next to me, and like we just gravitated. I don't know, we just keep gravitating towards each other, and she honestly just feels so nice. Like she just feels like home, like that home kind of feel, and like she's just beautiful. Her name's Talia. Anyways, so like just having her next to me, also like I could hear her crying, but like it wasn't like, I didn't feel concerned. I was like, nah, she's in her process. And like that actually is very inspiring to me to keep going. And then hearing other people scream. And then when I'm screaming, I'm like, I'm hoping that my scream, like I'm not doing it for them, but like in the back of my head when I have screamed, it's like, I hope that helps them. Like I hope that like by me just like fully expressing myself, it helps them. So that was really cool. Very empowering, but also very inspiring to like receive that from other people. I'm just, and then we got up and we had to hit the lounge as well, like actually do the anger release. So obviously doing anger release on the ground, but we're also doing it up, and like people be like, why the fuck would you want to do that? It's like, because we've got fucking trauma in our body. Like we've got shit and like emotions that we've suppressed over the years. And it could be literally like, you not feeling anger in a moment. Like say for instance, you lose your bag through traveling, like on planes, right? And you felt anger to begin with, right? But then you didn't fully feel that because you think to yourself, it is what it is, like it will get sorted. But the point is, you didn't feel the emotion. You didn't go back. Like you may have been busy to feel it, but you should have, not shaming, but you should have made time to feel that emotion. Which is what I'm learning more. It's like more reminders about our emotions and how they can be suppressed. And it could be simple as that. And that could come up in the in anger release and things like that. Because like sometimes you go in with an intention and then something else comes up. Today I felt like I had an intention to start with, and then it was just like, I was just fucking angry. I was more angry about me not feeling angry. Like me not allowing myself to feel the anger. It wasn't really anything specific. And then just like little like memories or people, or like, yeah, it was just all like random really. And it's kind of cool that we did that on day 1, because day 2 and day 3 I know what I'm getting into, and I know how to do it, and I know, yeah, so that was that. And then after that we just like got back into our body, we slowed down, and then we got to do our own little like freestyle movement, which was really fun because I got at the end to like dance, and then I could like picture my inner child like just so happy, like I was like dancing with her. It was so much fun. And then after that, one of the ladies was actually still processing. She was the mum who came, and just seeing her, because your hands can go like that. Everyone's bodies react differently to anger release, and this form of releasing. But her hands went like that, and like I've experienced that in breathwork before. But she was just like crying, and her hands are like, you almost feel like your hands are stuck. So she was doing that when we were leaving, and that was probably like 10 minutes after we had like done our own like calming down practice. So the poor thing, I mean, she's gonna get so much out of it. Like she's clearly needed to shift whatever that was, but it was like, oh, I wish I could just go over to you, but I couldn't because she was processing, and Monica had her. So yeah, that was the day, and then we just got an Uber home, and now I'm waiting for my dinner. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for the experience and grateful for all the people that are there. Like it's a collective thing. That's what a message. Like our collective energy, and everyone's just lovely. Like, yeah, It's cool. These experiences are just like out of this world. And like when I'm like in the Uber driving home, I was like, oh, I just want to see everyone. Like I want to be able to like catch up with them, and I can, but like some of them obviously live overseas, but yeah, these people, I just want these communities to stay as my communities, and that I can always see them and talk to them about these things and do things with, and like, and I can do that in Wollongong. Like I've got plenty of communities and I'm creating communities, but like it's just so powerful when you meet women or like I know people don't have to be women, but like, yeah, just people who are passionate about what you're passionate about and are willing to go to the depths of the human experience. Like, yeah. Anyways, that's all I'm doing tonight. Sayonara.